In today's equity index futures markets, let's take a look at the NASDAQ 100 futures once again today, as they're realizing a nice move higher here today after not performing very well last week and being the weakest performer last Friday. We are seeing the NASDAQ futures the strongest performer today, up about 2.5% currently, right around the 13,240 level. Now, we did see a higher intraday mark of, I believe it was 13,270, so we're off the intraday highs, but still up nicely on the session. And when you look at some of the factors playing into why I think we're seeing renewed strength here as we roll into February, I think heading into the weekend, there were concerns as far as some of the volatility the market experienced last week, how that might play out, particularly with the weekend. Nonetheless, as we moved into today, the market showed some renewed strength, and then we continued to build on that through the better part of the day. So I think that some of those concerns were assuaged. Couple that with new money coming into the market as well. I think that we're seeing some cash being put to work here as we start a new month. So I think you did see some buying, particularly in some of those tech names. We're seeing continued strength in the likes of an Amazon today, Microsoft, and Google. Those were the strong names today, but still Apple and Facebook and some of those other tech names continue to benefit from the recent trends. And I think that's another reason why we're seeing these NASDAQ futures outperform most of the other major equity index futures markets today. And when you look at some of the general trends, we are seeing, again, the NASDAQ futures up about 2.5%. The Russell futures were up about the same amount, so they were pretty much in line with the NASDAQ futures. The S&P futures up about 1.5%, and the Dow futures, actually the laggard today, up about 80 basis points. Now, the interesting thing also is that when you look at today's price action, one thing I do want to point out, I pointed out last week about the selling pressure. We did see a spike in volume. Today's price action, we're not seeing this up move being supported by a big increase in volume. Actually, volumes are pretty low relative to the magnitude of the price movement. So it's something to keep in mind here as we move through the week, that we are not seeing necessarily the volume supporting this up move as of today.